Hello and welcome to lesson 13. In this lesson, we'll be working with GitHub. In the previous lessons, we learned how to work with Git, so the time has come to finally start working with GitHub. Let me read the plan for today's lesson first. First, we'll SSH into my instance on AWS with Visual Studio Code. Then we'll create a repository on GitHub, and then we'll push our folder with commits to GitHub and pull it to the Mac Mini device on which I'm hosting my website, by the way. And then we'll push the Django project that I created, in lesson 9, to GitHub. And these are the commands that will be used in today's lesson. Okay, let's start. Let's first go to my AWS account where I have my instance, which I stopped. I don't have anything there, a website, for example. So why would I keep it running? Click EC2 and then instances. And now let's start this instance. Refresh. And now you can see this public IP address. We copy it, Control C, go to Visual Studio Code, click here, connect to host, and then click add new SSH host, and here type SSH Ubuntu at and the public IP address, config, and connect Linux. Yes, we are in. We have just SSH'd into my virtual machine, or in other words, my instance. Open folder, listen. And here, so let's follow our plan. It's command this one. So okay, so first let's create a repository on GitHub. It's my GitHub. So here our folder is Git lesson. So let's call our repository the same. Let's give it the same name. New. And here Git lesson. I have already created this repository. Then let's find this repository that I created. Let's go to my repositories. Where's Git lesson? Yeah, this one. Let's choose this. And we don't have to do none of this. So we need to start with this one, because we have all the commits. We have a folder here. And all we have to do is to type this first, git branch and main. No, sorry, we don't have to do this because we already have, right? We have already renamed in, I think in lesson 10 or 11, initially our branch was master, and we renamed our branch from master to main. And now let's do this. All we have to do now is to do this. So we need to add this Git repository. So okay, and now we need to do this, and we now this command will push our main branch to this repository, and all the commits, everything that it has on everything that this branch has. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. See, permission denied. Public key fatal, could not read from remote repository. Why do you think it's happening here? Because I did not add a public key of this virtual machine to GitHub, and therefore I cannot push anything. Yeah, if it's a public repository, I can only pull from it, but I cannot push anything. So therefore, we need to go here and let's see what we have here. So this is how we see folders that are not hidden. If a folder is hidden, it has a dot in front. So therefore LA, see, we have SSH, so we need to enter CD into this folder, SSH. And here, if we type ls, you can see that we have authorized keys. Yes, and but we don't have a private public key here. Yes, we don't have a public key here, SSH key. So therefore, we need to generate it. And this is how we generate. We need to simply copy this command and paste it here. And now if we do this, if we type ls, see, it was these keys, this key pair was generated. Now we have to go inside this, and now we need to to add this public key to my GitHub so we can push our code to GitHub, to our public repository. That I created a public repository. That is not a private repository, public. But even if a repository is public still, if I want to push something, I need to add an SSH key. So now let's, we can do it like this, cat, yeah, and then let's copy this and v, and now all we have to do is to copy. And now we go to here, it's should be somewhere here. Here, settings, I think, yeah, and here, no, not here. Some settings here. And now SSH and GPG keys, and here we need to click new SSH key, and here title like my AWS key, something like this, yeah, and here we paste it, and add SSH key, verify via email. So now I need to go to my email and verify it. 1 second, please. I'll do this on my phone. Okay, I need to enter verify. Yes, looks like everything, I did everything right. And now we have to do the same. We go to our public, we can do this here. Yeah, so we need to do this. Git push, yeah, origin main. Now everything that we have on this branch will be pushed to GitHub. Now it should work, but first we need to go inside our folder, cd git lesson, and now as you can see, the code, not the code, yeah, because we haven't created any code here yet. And now if I go to my repositories here, okay, what are repositories here? Okay, git lesson. And as you can see, now everything was pushed here. But if you look here, you will see that we have just one branch, yeah, but we have two branches in our folder here. So we need to push one more branch, and for this, as you might have guessed, so all we have to do is to copy this, and instead of main, type alternative, right? Because the name of my other branch is alternative. So let's type alternative, and now it will also be pushed to GitHub. And now refresh, and now we have two branches here, right? And now how can I pull it to my Mac Mini device? So, and this is push and pull, right, to my Mac Mini device. I can SSH into my Mac Mini device. Okay, let's open one more Visual Studio Code. And here, connect to host, and I remember this is my Mac Mini device, its IP address. Yes, I'm connected. I have just entered, SSH'd into my Mac Mini. Open folder. Okay, let it be this one. And now how can I pull it here? All I have to do is to type git clone, and of course I have already added the public IP address of this machine, of this device. Yeah, and now I need to copy this code and SSH, and all I have to do is, and now it will be cloned. Yes. And now if I type ls git lesson c, now I have it here, git lesson. Now we can cd into this folder to see what we have here, lesson. And now let's type ls, and we have everything. Let's see, git branch a, yeah, and we have two branches, main and alternative. We can switch to the alternative branch. Yeah, and now we can open this folder here. Open folder. And now git lesson. Git lesson, where is this? Yes, and now you will see all these files here, but they are on the main branch. Let's check out to the alternative branch. And now the files are different. The first two files are the same, but files 3 and 4 are different. And now finally, let's do the same with my Django project folder that I created in lesson 9. Let's do just the same. So this is my Mac Mini, right? I can close it. I don't need it for now. I just showed it to you. I just showed you how to do this, how to push and pull. And now let's push my Django project. Sorry, looks like I closed the wrong window. Connect to host, and I think this one, right? I'm in, and now open folder and first real Django. So this is my folder. Please, if you haven't watched the previous lessons, I strongly recommend that you watch them. It's very, very important that you watch them. And here, first let's create a repository. First, let's create a repository. Repositories. Okay, we can click new here and here. My first Django, something like this, right? So my first real Django. Okay. First real Django. And now let it be, no, not private. Okay, let it be public one more time. Create a repository. Yeah, and now we need to do all of this. We can copy everything and simply insert it here. Yes, and now if we refresh, first commit main, first real Django. Okay. What do we have here? ls. So, no. That wasn't enough what we did here. We just added one file here, yes, a readme. Okay, then we need to, so let's type, okay, git add, and let's add everything. Now let's commit, and here like my Django first commit, right? And now git push, and now if we refresh, everything should be here. Yes, now everything is here. Yeah, I haven't done this in a while, so sometimes I forget how it's done, but of course I understand the principle how to work with this, and in our next lessons we'll be working with this Django project. We'll be pushing, pulling, and I will be working with my student, and she is also my partner, Anastasia. So a lot of very interesting things are ahead, believe me. We'll be working with everything there is to know about DevOps, like CI/CD pipelines, Kubernetes, like Docker, everything. So please subscribe to my channel. I promise that everything will be very interesting. And with my student Nastya, my lessons will be practical, and I will always type like practical instead of the number of the lesson from now on, like practical. And of course, those lessons will be longer. They will last up to 1 hour. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next videos. Bye.